this fucking killer sucks. This killer sucks. I hate playing this killer. I don't want to play this killer ever again. And anybody who does can suck a butt. Hey everyone, Pandora's Lunchbox here. One of the main reasons I wanted to get into content creation and streaming as a hag main was because I was hearing a lot of common complaints about my favorite killer that I feel just aren't true, and kind of wanted to prove a point, so to speak. That point mainly being that hag is not at all a weak killer, and that boons have not affected her lethality or playability, and more on that to come. As part of this mission, we'll call it, recently I decided to play some more educational game, for lack of a better term, on my stream. In the first part of this exercise, I played a game where I utilized a kind of standard hag approach to gameplay, at least what I've seen as a standard and even used to do myself when I first started playing her. As you'll see, against more experienced survivors, this style of play is not very effective, and had they brought boons, even less so. This style of gameplay is what's to be expected from someone that might consider themselves a killer main, quote unquote, but not necessarily a hag main, and is totally understandable. I don't expect someone who doesn't exclusively or regularly play hag to think and play the way a quote unquote hag main would, and I don't want this to be seen as shit-talking that playstyle. But what makes the hag so unique and interesting is that she is not like any other killer in the game, and if you try to play her like one, you'll find it to be more difficult. The first installment in what I'm calling my Professor Lisa series is the aforementioned standard hag gameplay match, where I was matched with a team of very competent survivors who have clearly gone against many hags, and I believe, although I can't remember or confirm, they were possibly in a Swift. While I did not necessarily play poorly, that is not to say I didn't make any mistakes, because I certainly did, as you'll see. Spoiler alert, I did not win, but this was to be expected. With all of that out of the way, let's get into it, shall we? But I'm going to go in with my normal build, and I'm going to try my best to play the way I see most people play hag, and play the way that makes most people think hag is weak. Alright. Okay, so we've got 3 gens there. Boat gen right there. Then another one over there and there. Okay. So, what most people would do in this situation is they go, okay, these 4 gens, since they are relatively close together, this is where I'm going to stay. This is my web. I'm not going to any of those gens over there. I'm staying right here forever. Okay, so what I'm describing here is what's called forcing a 3 or 4 gen, and something that most people will try to do when they play hag, where they essentially cut the map in half, or at least down in size, so that it is, in theory, more traversable for the hag. And they do this. They put traps right by the gen. Then I'm going to trap a shack. Basements in main, not the shack. Good to know. Also, most people put it in the middle. But okay, what I'm talking about here is when most people trap the shack with hag, is they put their trap right in the middle of the shack. But old habits die hard, and I put it in my normal spot, which is right by the pallet and window, because it does pull them away from the center and kind of throws off their normal route that they would take when running through the shack. That's okay. And this will trap the window and pull them away from that pallet. Alright, I've got a lot of traps down. I'm going to go after them on this gen. I wait. Alright. Now I'm going to go back, and all the traps that he just set off, I'm going to reset. I'm going to break this pallet instead of leaving it up like I normally would. While breaking pallets only takes a few seconds, this time adds up when you're a 4.4 killer. Hag is an anti-loop killer. Leave dropped pallets and simply trap them for when survivors try to vault them later. They might still want to try to run through here. Whoops. Okay. He's also running into my web. See, this is so bad. Oh, dead harding for distance! Alright. Good job. She was too early. I could hear her behind me, but I knew she'd be too early and I just walked backwards instead. Okay. Let's see, what they might try to do, if they're smart, is realize what's going on here. So, experienced survivors will pay attention to which generators they are completing and realize if they are about to 3 or 4 gen. And these survivors have absolutely realized that already at this point. And they are trying to break this 3 gen that has formed. Alright, I'm going to tunnel him because he's not... because Steve's running away from my web. He has dead hard, remember? Oh, I still missed. But I'll go for the tunnel anyway. Oh, I forgot there was a pallet here. There's somebody right here. Oh, it's Felix. Hi. Another thing that I am doing in this game that I neglected to mention live was that I am dedicating far too long to chases, which is instinctive for killer mains to do. What I should be doing here is instead maintaining my trap webs and getting those hits. They have realized what's going on, and that I am trying to force a 3 gen. Dead hard, okay. How does that miss? I genuinely don't know how that missed. But that's okay. So Steve's on this gen. We retrap it. It's at this point that I confirm my suspicions that the team is going to the main boat to reset and escape my web. Normally, this would be a terrible idea as Survivor, since that is where the basement is, and I would have started moving some traps to that area to catch them there and get deadly basement hooks. However, I stick to my plan of focusing on my 3 gen. They ran around setting off a lot of traps, which is smart. Yeah, they blew up that. They're blowing up my traps with their flashlight. I need to find this person with the flashlight. Oh, it's Feng Min. Okay. Alright. She didn't see me set that, so she didn't know to, like, go there. Alright. So I'm still doing relatively well, right? Because Hag is still a strong killer, nonetheless. They're spending all this time setting off my trap. Whoop. Alright. So they've got quite a few cleared. Alright. Steve has off the record. Yes. I'm not surprised. Right after this shocking, decisive strike, the team went a little immersed on me and reset while I ran around setting up a few more traps. I decided to cut that out since it's not that exciting. They might be on this. She saw the trap and got scared. Which is fine. She went for her flashlight though. She might also have DS. Okay. See, they're waiting until I pick up to go to my trap. Smart. I should have trapped her hook. I'll go back and do it now. So, They popped that gen over there. He's right around here. Okay. Here you see that they are crouching to the gens because they know that every one of them is trapped. Yeah, they just want to run over here. I'm going to chase them down just because... Oh my god, dude. They're going for... What's his nuts? So I see why people don't want to play Hag if you play like this. Alright. I'm actually going to wait until that regresses a little bit more, just to teach them a lesson. Alright. Alright, I'll get my one kill. I'll at least get my one kill. So. Oh, they're healing. See, Steve has off the record. But he also still has make your choice. Get wrecked, Steve. You better leave. Alright. So I'll take a 2 kill. Oh, that was awful. So, what I did there was I forced a 3 or 4 gen by just staying over here the whole time, which gave them plenty of time to run off to where they knew I had no trap and heal when they were injured. And they could also watch me from where I couldn't see, and get all of the, and see where I was putting all my traps. So like, and because I was trapping gens, that's very predictable. As you could see, they knew I was doing that, or just assumed I was, and they were just crouching to the gen. Instead of doing what I would normally do, which is kind of put it somewhere near the gen, but a little bit away from it, so I get them as they're going to it or away from it. Right? So if that's how you play Hag, and if that's how you think that's the only way to play Hag, yeah, you're gonna think she sucks, and you're gonna think she's really weak, and you're gonna think that you know, you can only play her on small indoor maps or what have you.